Hey everybody, this is Brian with Gig Cleveland. Thanks for joining my channel. If it's your first or if it's your fifth time, thanks for being with me. Go ahead and do me a solid. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Greatly appreciate it. Share it to your friends and family. Want to give a shout out to Comic Book Jim. He is a he's a Gig Cleveland watcher. I saw him at Outback today, so thank you, Comic Book Jim. I really appreciate it. You have no idea. I love making content because I know that it'll help people, and I do have opinions, but I also know what works, what doesn't work. I've been full-time in the gig economy for over a year now. The tricks and the things, they're pretty simple. It's just like running your own darn business. There's really no, secret sauce. It's basically just take one order at a time. Make sure you have a 2.15 to $1 mail ratio, or $2.15 to 1 mile ratio. You'll be just fine. Anyways, wanted to talk today about a few things that have been on my mind the last couple days. Now, this is irregardless of any political party. I am not conservative. I'm not a liberal. I'm not in the middle. I'm just I'm more of a libertarian in the sense that, yeah, let people be free and let them do what they want as long as they're not harming anybody. That's how I feel. And with these apps, what's the end game, folks? I mean, what is the end game? If you look at the United States as a whole and the gig economy, is this sustainable? And I'm asking that not because I'm being facetious. I'm asking for input out there. Can you make a full-time living if you're single? Absolutely. Can you do it with a family? Depends on what you define as family. Depends on where you live. Every market's different. So it depends on where you're at. So I don't know, and I don't judge anybody who's doing this with family. I think that I know people that dash. One guy, he came from Albania, and he's an Uber driver. He drives 70 hours a week. I mean, he's got a family, he's got kids, his wife works, and they do the best they can. And it's just really a shame that we can't provide. We can't keep that American dream alive. People have to continue to work harder and harder, and they get less and less in return. And we're expected to flip the bill for all these wars, all this endless money printing, and all this stuff going on. So it's kind of frustrating when I'm sitting here dashing, not because I don't like what I do. I love what I do. But to me, it seems like a career with diminished returns over time. Now, hear me out. I love what I do. But at the same time, I'm going to be 100% transparent with you because that's just how I am. I'm not going to sit there and, sugarcoat. I'm not going to, pee on your head and tell you it's raining. I'm not going to do that. That's not me. Real inflation was 15.5% last year. They say it's 7.2, which they don't account. They account fuel costs. They don't count a lot of other stuff. That's shadowstats.org. You can go there, you can get a membership. I think it's like $60 a year. And they have all statistics, like the actual unemployment rate is not 5%, it's more like 25 right now. Fully employed. And that's the facts as I see it. So last year, my payment, I was able to make a decent amount of money because of the pandemic and everything. And I was able to increase my earnings. I gave myself a 29% raise. Awesome. Is that going to happen this year? Probably not. That's just being realistic. Will I be able to make 10% more? Probably this year, yes. Number one reason is because of this baby. It's going to cost me less. Even if I make the same amount of money in the net, I'm going to make more just because of less in fuel. Even if I make the same, I'm going to be making almost $10,000 more. I've done the numbers and everything. But if you go into 2023 and you go into 2024, will you raise your dashing pay? I think Doordash is going to raise the dashing pay 15% a year. No, they actually reduced it last year by 25% to $225. Now, I'm not knocking them, and this isn't an argument about, this isn't a pissing contest whether or not, they should raise base pay. Base pay should be whatever. They want to do it. They're going to do whatever they want. That's fine. I get it. I get it, and I understand it. Okay? Document it, whatever. I don't care. Okay? You live with it. But by reducing that base pay by 25%, the amount of deliveries I did last year, 1,788 deliveries, that's quite a bit of money in the aggregate. That's probably around $1,100 or $1,200. That doesn't seem like a lot, in the grand scheme, it really isn't. But, could single people or single mothers use an extra $1,100 if they're doing this full time? Yeah. Or single dads or whatever. It just boggles the mind. Now, I'm not going to be Jen on the go and say that we need to strike for real wages and we need to just all come together and fight and strike. It's not going to do shit. Excuse my language. That's not going to do anything, okay? And Jen on the go, I'm sure she's real nice. I'm not knocking her, but I saw her ring, and I'm sure she is with a high-value man, so she doesn't have to worry about making an actual living, I'm sure. And I'm not saying that she's not having to worry about it, but not as much as somebody else that's out there single by themselves doing what they have to. That's just the real facts, and I know that comes across as me being an a-hole. So be it. I don't really care. Strikes don't do anything. My thing is I want to talk about, like I said, I have other videos about continuous improvement. I talked about why, there maybe not be tipping as much. It's because maybe we don't portray the image that we need to portray in the gig economy. People with, basically torn shirts with a tank top. They smell like they haven't showered in 6 days. Those are all things that are within your control, folks. This is not rocket science. This is something your parents should have taught you at age 3. Okay? And I'm not knocking people. I'm a fat guy, okay? Sometimes in the summer I'll shower twice a day because I'm big. I got a lot of nooks and crannies, okay? I don't want to get graphic, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes I have to shower twice a day because when I move around, I sweat. And I sweat, I smell. I'm a man. I'm masculine. I have man sense. They're not pleasant, believe me. My girlfriends and, fiancés in the past have always told me, like, yeah, you're a man. They'll say you need to shower. But the point is those are things within your control. So if you get a 15% raise next year, is it continue 15%? I don't know how it's going to continue. I understand people are going to say, oh, it's always going to get better. They're always going to get better. I mean, Doordash, they should be raising base pay at least the cost of inflation. That's all I'm saying. Instead of it being $225, it should be $250. That's 15%. That's 25% actually. Raise it 20% every year with your base pay. Then I could understand that, but these companies know what they're doing. It's to get the food out the fastest. They don't care who Tom, Dick, and Harry does it. They hate full-timers. They hate people that run their apps like a business for the simple fact that those are the people they dislike because they're basically taking away and they're giving the secrets to everybody else. They're telling people what's good, what's bad. Doordash is saying, we're going to pay you $4 a peak pay. You pay $4 a peak pay, everybody and their mama is going to be out dashing, and they're going to be out there and doing whatever, So you're going to get like 1 or 2. I did that yesterday. I was in Parma. It was $3. I got one order in like 25 minutes. That's pointless. I'm like, all right, I'm going to try some different zones now that I got this baby, okay? And, all right, so I'll try maybe downtown in a couple weeks. Parma, when they put the peak pay on there, I'm like, oh, shoot, they have peak pay. And the reason they're doing that is because it's slowing down. And, the refund checks are gone. People have already spent it. They've already drank it. They've already eaten it. They've already bought the cars. They've already bought the, plane tickets to go somewhere for their vacations. They've already bought all that stuff. Refund checks are done, okay? I mean, yeah, you have until April 15th, but people that get a good refund, they're going to get the refund early. They're going to want it early. So for a few months, it's going to be a bit of a lull. It's just how it is. So you have to adapt. And what kind of cracks me up today, when I was working, was Sunday. I'll be doing more ride-alongs next week. Just this week, I'm just trying to get used with the car and everything and trying to get everything set up. Got the leather seat covers, but I only got my driver's seat done just because it's a pain in the butt. I got a call and complain at Amazon and, you know, tell them I need a new I need more clips, because the hooks that come on these, they didn't give me enough. And you spend $200 for seat covers, they don't even give you the right amount of clips. Anyways, I digress. So, bottom line is, I'm sitting here, okay, I'm thinking like, okay, well, there's a lull here. But I'm thinking like, how is this going to increase? You know, when you're at a job, the only way you could increase your pay rate is not stay at the same job, is to go look for another job after a year or two, or a year and a half, 18 months. That's usually what you do. Well, in a gig economy, you can't just hop to another gig, you know, or another job. You can do that, but it's a little bit different. And we're poor as a country with all the money printing we've done through the COVID pandemic and everything. We have printed over $14 trillion. I mean, it's just insane the amount of money we printed, and the costs get passed on to us. And it's just sad because we're the greatest country on earth, and we're becoming poor. Every year we become poor. Even if we're making, like, say, if we make 60,000, like I did last year, I make 65. I need to make 70 to break even with inflation. And that's the truth, but people don't see that. But I have a feeling that people are going to see it come the end of this year, because prices are going to continue to rise. It's just how it is, and unfortunately, I would have an escape plan. And I'm not saying not to quit gig work, but I would have an escape plan, or learn. You know, one of the things I'm learning to do is learning a new skill, but also learn how to invest in things that are passive income that cannot be touched. Because if you put your money, if you put $1,000 in a savings account right now, that $1,000 is only going to be worth $850 next year. And the year after that, it'll only be worth $700. So those are my 2 cents. Tell me what you think about it below in the comments. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day. And remember to ring that bell.